Hi, my name's Hannah Lou. I'm from Dover High School. I'm going to be a junior in the fall. So my project is called the Going Green Project, which is a composting project. So the problem I observed in my high school is that disposed food gets thrown away that goes to a landfill instead of being reused for a better cause. So, and also, students aren't very sustainable. They don't know what's going on with our school. They don't know the ways that our school is being sustainable or whether or not we are sustainable. And I'm one of those people. So a way to fix this problem is to start a composting project. A composting project is taking the organic matter from our cafeteria and putting them all into a landfill, whatever, and then having it compost so that it can become fertilizer to fertilize the crops in our greenhouse. We would also raise awareness. We have a club called Down to Earth, which is an environmental club at our school, except it's not really a club. It has around 5 people, and the faculty advisor left, so we don't have a faculty advisor anymore. So part of my plan is to also make that club that holds sustainability events and projects to raise awareness. So why compost? Composting is good for the soil. When you take organic matter and break it down, it has nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium that helps other plants grow. It also buffers the pH levels. Sometimes in the ground it's too acidic and that environment is not good for the plants to grow in, so if you put compost in, it helps neutralize the pH levels. And additionally, on that note, it also helps neutralize the moisture levels, and it helps dry earth become more moist. So also, it helps recycle. It helps recycle the wasted food that people don't eat anymore. So instead of letting it go to a compost or a landfill, we would use it and compost it so it wouldn't take up precious space that other non-decomposable material could use. And finally, compost has good organisms that help fertilize and help get rid of the plant-eating diseases. So the short-term goals. I would want to get down to earth on its feet. So I would go to the environmental science teacher, Ms. Friedman, and ask if she would want to be the faculty advisor. I would also get the approval for the composting, and I would also ask her to be the faculty advisor to watch over the composting project. If this all gets approved, I would make and set up bins. I'd ask the woodshop class to make wooden bins to hold the composting because you can't just have it out in the open. And then I would start composting. So the long-term goals are I would start using compost as a fertilizer in the greenhouse because we have all this compost and it needs to go somewhere. And once it fills up all the plants in the greenhouse, I could either use it with other gardens or I could put it in Kate's permaculture garden. And then I would make Down to Earth an official club with at least 25 people so that it holds regular meetings and holds events and makes projects and stuff. And the budget. There isn't a budget because we're just composting. It really doesn't cost any money. We're getting free labor. We're going to have our club promoted by making posters and stuff. And the target is Headmaster John Smith. He is the new headmaster for this year. So I believe that he would be really open to this idea because he would want to build relationships with the students, so he would most likely approve this. And Ms. Freeman would also help because I want her to be the faculty advisor for both the Down to Earth Club and the composting project. And Ms. Madden is the food service director, so we would need her approval to start composting. So the resources that we need. So if we need any money, which I still believe we do, we would have the school extracurricular budget and we would fundraise. As a meeting space, we could use Ms. Freeman's classroom. And the art club would make posters. And to spread the word about this, we would put it on the school newspaper and the school blog. And finally, we would have the original class board with containers. So pretty much there isn't a budget really. It's just free labor. So the action plan for composting. I would talk to Headmaster John Smith for approval, and I'm pretty sure he would give us that. And afterwards, I would set up bins made by the woodshop class in the cafeteria, and then start a system that uses compost to fertilize the plants in the greenhouse. And the action plan to get Down to Earth to be a real club is I would talk to the president of Down to Earth to make more ways for it to be more active, such as hosting more events, being more active, and making posters and stuff. I would find a permanent faculty advisor, and I would get at least 25 members. Any questions? Alex?
How did you decide on wood containers for compost? It seems like they might, over time, get...
Well, I was looking at plastic, but
Yeah.
plastic is plastic. It's not very good. But we could switch to plastic if wood doesn't work. I read that wood also could work too, so I was looking at the more decomposable and like earth-friendly way to do it.
So you're talking about a reusable composting bin, though, right? You would set it up somewhere, this wooden thing. People would put their food scraps in it, and then
Yeah, it's kind of more like a border thing to keep like animals out.
Oh, so it's a permanent structure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was envisioning you having people take these wooden things out and empty them and bring them back. Now I know what you're talking about.
Not quite. Any other questions? Yes.
Is the compost going to be used in the school? You mentioned the greenhouse.
Yeah, we have a
How
greenhouse.
do you get people to imagine it being used in a way that they can actually see it? So the greenhouse might be the answer.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
Well, if you were to say, we're going to send the compost to farmers and it will benefit them, that's, I think, hard to get students interested in that. So could you say more about how it will actually be used?
Well, yeah, we have a greenhouse and we would use that. And once that fills up, Kate was, I don't think you were here for this, but she was suggesting a permaculture garden, and we could use that to help fertilize the soil there. I'm sorry, did that answer your question?
Well, I like the idea of starting a new garden
Okay.
that this would then be a part of. That makes it a bigger project, but potentially more interesting. The greenhouse may not need compost.
Okay. Taylor?
I was just wondering if you could talk a little bit about how you're going to get the students to, accurately sort out what is compostable and what is not compostable, when they're throwing away food from lunches, that sort of thing.
I would make a sign, and we have on-duty lunch teachers, faculty people, and I would have them stand over there and make sure that students know exactly what is compostable, and what isn't, and have them monitor it.
Were you considering, because I know if somebody has never composted before, and they might not know anything about what is compostable and what is not.
Right.
Were you planning on having any initial awareness campaigns?
Yeah, we can put up flyers and stuff around the school and have posters in the cafeteria that tell us exactly what it is and what isn't.
Is there a way, it just made me think, is there a way that, you could broadcast, a video? I don't know if you do, announcements over, TV or anything at your school, or, I just think, maybe, a sort of instructional video at some point, if, the school could, be, exposed to that, then maybe that would be a good way for people to understand, what they're supposed to be doing. I don't know, do you think, is that maybe a possibility?
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. And we could also put in the announcements every morning. Alice?
At Hampshire, we learned about composting meat.
Yeah.
Are you considering having meat separated by students, or do you think you'll have a heated or enzymatic compost?
I was thinking that the students could differentiate between the vegetables and the meats and the fruits and stuff, and hopefully not put the meat with the compost, because meat attracts animals and stuff like that, and that just wouldn't be good.